Morning. Welcome to the Ash Cash Show, Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. 2020, 5/12/2020. And we got some news to talk about, some money stuff, some tips, some inspiration. And as always, I want to make sure that after I give you the news, there's an opportunity for you to ask questions. So if you have any questions, make sure you write them in the comments. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, write them in the comments. If you are on Instagram, there is a box that you will see on the bottom where you can ask your questions. But that's where I'll be answering questions. So make sure you get your questions together because this is the Ash Cash Show, and so my goal for the Ash Cash Show is to give you daily financial news so you're in the know, so you know what to do with your money. You stay motivated, right? So this is why this show is the number one source for financial motivation. So it's all inspiration, no hype. I'm not trying to hype you up. I'm not using the same formulas that the news does and sensationalize stuff. It's really giving you all the news, telling you what it is, and then from there you make a decision, right? You decide on what you're gonna do as far as how you're going to manage your money. And so I want to, there's a lot of stuff we could be talking about. But for me, I wake up, I scour the news, I look at what's pertinent, and then we talk about it. And then again, I want to be able to answer your questions too. And so any questions you may have, make sure that you are asking those questions. And so I'm going to start with the news. I'm going to start with the coronavirus because I think that the information about the coronavirus has been unknown in a way, right? So there's been a lot of different information that we've been giving, um, and I found this interesting because Donald Trump was on yesterday saying that the coronavirus like the numbers were going down is what he was saying, or everything is going to be all right. He didn't say the numbers were going down, but he was like everything is going to be all right, or numbers are showing that things are going to be okay. And I saw this article on Business Insider that was interesting, where they say leaked data from the White House task force shows that the virus cases are spiking in clusters across the United States, contradicting President Trump's claims, right? So on Monday, yesterday, he insisted that the numbers of coronavirus cases is declining all throughout the country. So that's what he said. He said the numbers are declining all throughout the country, but data that was, from the White House Corona Task Force, obtained by NBC News shows many places where new cases in the past week increased sharply, right? And so the data shows that new cases increased in between 100% and 1,000% in the space of a week in parts of Tennessee, Iowa, Kentucky, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Georgia, right? It shows numbers rising more sharply outside of coastal areas where decrease first began to spread in the United States. And so I find this interesting because there's a lot of this sort of like back and forth as it relates to what um, the White House wants to tell people as it relates to the coronavirus and what's actually happening toward with the coronavirus. We saw Mike Pence was in a place trying to deliver boxes and he didn't realize his mic was on, and so he was showing, he was like lifting up empty boxes. And I was like, that's, I'm wondering what's going on, and I know half of it is fear, right? Like half of it is fear because half of it is wanting to make people afraid, and sometimes I'm wondering if this is like the game, meaning that is this a situation where um, information is like purposely being withheld Cause like who leaked those documents? Were those documents almost purposely leaked? And then this fake contention, right? Because I know that I've been watching documentaries and things that show, like, even somebody like Dr. Fauci, who is sort of like, you know the hero in this thing, right? Like, he's always the hero, right? Jared Robinson Boxing says confusion is the product. I agree, because I'm watching a documentary. The documentary is showing how Dr. Fauci and the director of CDC had a hand in HIV and the millions of whatever. And then now, as this stuff is going out, I have to think that these high level individuals, these wealthy individuals too, have access to money, to access to PR people, and they can spin things how they want to spin things, right? And so it was funny because on the heels, right, on the heels of them leaking out this document, President Trump, lying or misleading people about which direction this virus is going. Then you got Dr. Fauci, who's warning, right? Fauci to warn of needless suffering and death during congressional testimony on the dangers of trying to open the country prematurely, right? And so the infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci told the New York Times in an email that he planned to warn Senate about the danger of trying to reopen the country prematurely. So look, think about those words, right? I'm trying to warn the country the dangers. Fauci was set to testify before the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pension Committee on Tuesday in his first appearance before Congress since Trump declared a national emergency over the coronavirus pandemic. If we skip over the checkpoints in the guidelines to open America again, then we risk the danger of multiple outbreaks throughout the country, Fauci wrote in an email. This will not only result in a needless suffering and death, but would actually set us back on a quest to return to be normal. Hush 210 says, can two things be true? The U.S. Be the most advanced country and the most misled. Yeah, it's weird because, again, it's like, here's this advanced country who didn't who how are you an advanced country, but you don't foresee stuff like this? Oh, I know why. Because the group that was supposed to catch these things was dismantled, right? And then um, I think that when you think about and this is not politics, right? I want to be clear that this is about your finances, because when you think about the reasons why you're being misled, it's not. I don't think that the reason why you're being misled is because there's a genuine need to protect the country from going crazy. I think that it's because from an economy perspective, if people are home, people are not spending money on certain businesses, and if they're not spending money on certain businesses, then the economy is not being stimulated. If the economy is not being stimulated, then the government is not getting taxes. They're not getting revenue that they would normally get. When you think about the states, the state governments the states that decided, right? Think about it. There are states that have seen a 100% to 1,000% increase in coronavirus cases, right? And so because they've had this increase, they're literally like, still, I'm gonna open up this country. And the reason why I think that they're opening up the country is because it's the truth, though. Right, the truth of the matter is that if they don't open up the country, there's real possibility for bankruptcy, right? Like a state could really go bankrupt, and if a state goes bankrupt, then it becomes a bigger issue than before. You know what I'm saying? And so I truly believe that a lot of the misleading as it relates to the coronavirus is really about money, right? It's really about money. It's really about, if we tell the truth, right? If we tell people that we don't have a handle on it, right? If we tell people that we don't have a handle, that we're gonna stay closed or whatever, then what's gonna happen? I think, and this, and they say, Hutch 210 says money has to circulate, which is true, but I don't necessarily feel like money needs to circulate in an unsafe way, meaning that don't, I mean, again, it's a weird thing because from one perspective, and to Jared Robinson's point, Jared said utter control and power, right? Because from his standpoint, that's true, right? It's like a fine line. You don't want them to come down with these laws, right? Like I saw the HR 666, the HR 666 proposal, which is trace, which is like tracking. I forget what it stands for, but it's really like this way that Congress is proposing to have mobile testing go to everybody's home to test them for coronavirus and things of that nature, and so we don't want to get to that space where we're being controlled completely, where they're like forcing you to test for coronavirus and testing, or forcing you to take vaccines and things of that nature. So we don't want it to get there. But also though, staying in a house, um, is one option, and then going out, you may be putting people in danger, and so there's a lot going on, and I think that when I look at the numbers as far as the economy goes and how people are spending money, people are still spending, in the same way almost, right? Like impulse spending has spiked, and so I don't think that it's a situation where money doesn't have to circulate, because money does have to circulate, right? But the fact that money has to circulate doesn't mean you have to open up the country in unsafe ways. That's all I'm saying. And so like I remember. Hit with Paris says not only do they want to test you with a lot of people, they want to remove them from the home, right? And so yeah, like yeah, definitely, have removing people from the home, testing them, like we not doing that. Um, and so that's the thing. So money could circulate without being done in an unsafe way, because people are still spending money. In fact, like I said, I think that there are just a lot of sort of like the infrastructure of the country was built on an old model in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like the infrastructure in the country was built on an old model, and I almost feel like this is forcing a new model to be introduced. Tushaney says, truth of the matter is Atlanta. In Atlanta, some restaurants are open, but people aren't going out because they have sense. They control the narrative, and now they're trying to change it. We stay at home. No, it's funny though, right? Tushaney. Here's the funny thing about what you just said though. Um, my family and I, we went out for Mother's Day, right, to do takeout, right. So we didn't sit at any restaurant. We had some great takeout. There were some great Mother's Day deals, and we bought the Mother's Day deal, and we had the great takeout. Everybody stayed in the car. I had my mask on. I went to go pick up the food. Um, but then as we were driving, right, so where we went to go get the food, there were a lot of people who were out and about, and people were literally at restaurants. Though I seen people at restaurants, they didn't have face mask on, and they were like hanging out, eating as if there was not a pandemic going on. So I was like, yo, this is crazy. Um, and so again, I feel like yeah, you know. Hopefully, I hope hopefully that a lot of us did get the memo, and we're not falling prey to a lot of the stuff that they're saying, as it relates to this confusion that's happening. So for me, because there's confusion, I'm sitting this one out, right? And when I say I'm sitting this one out, I just want to see, you know, what data comes out, what's happening. So I'm not gonna be, the saying, better safe than sorry. That's what I'm employing. Better safe than sorry. And so I'm definitely looking at it that way, making sure when I'm out, buying essentials, that I'm keeping my social distance, that I'm not getting into a space where I'm just putting myself in danger or my family. And so that's why I feel like the country is sort of built on an old paradigm, right? Because at the end of the day, this paradigm or not even paradigm, this business model, right? This business model of having to be out, like a majority of business, like when you think about like live events, restaurants, and things of that nature. Not restaurants per se, because it's the experience, but at the end of the day, it's this old paradigm. Um, let's see. Fiona Harvey says, "Wow, where do you live? I'm in New York City, and our governor has extended the lockdown to June 6th." Oh, that's good, because I think that with New York City getting hit as hard as it did, so I'm from New York, from Harlem originally, but I live in Atlanta now, and so that's why, yeah, going out in Atlanta, there's a people are out here. Um, so Shaney said, let them go first, and then we will see what happens. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's what I'm on. I'm like, yo, let them go first, and then we'll see what happens. Hit with Paris says, same reason why Trump is our president is the same reason you have people sitting in a restaurant eating. Yo, that is a fact. And I'm glad you said that, Hit, because at the end of the day, when I think about when I think about the country we live in, and this is a story that I wanted to talk about yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to talk about, but I wanted to compare like Trump to Takashi 69, where it's like, in what world do you see somebody like Trump? You knew who he was, right? It wasn't a secret, right? There is it's not a secret that um who Trump was prior to anything happening, right? Prior to him getting elected, and then he still got elected, and then people are shocked. People are shocked and looking like, oh my God, I can't believe I can't believe that this guy was elected. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, how you get to a point where um, you could elect someone like Trump, knowing his background, right? Then you look at somebody like Takashi 69, who gets released from jail, and has been doing crazy stuff even before he gets locked up, and then decides to become an informant, and then gets out of jail, and then taunts people with the fact that he's been snitching, right? And I'm like, yo, in what world do you drop a video and you have 93 million views? I'm like, yo, like, the world has no code, the world has no ethics. I get the argument when you think about like a Takashi 69. Like, I heard the arguments that, well, the gang slept with his baby mother, and the gang did this and did that, blah blah blah, and should he stay loyal? But the funny thing about it is that it's not about loyalty, because it wasn't like you were. It wasn't prior to them doing that. You were involved in criminal activity. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I get that argument if you weren't involved in criminal activity. Like, if you were just, yo, I'm just a musician and I'm just doing my music, but I happen to be, signed to somebody who is who's a gangster, and they're doing bad stuff, and because they're doing bad stuff, I had nothing to do with that, and I'm gonna get locked up because I was involved. I wasn't involved, right? Like, and I'm not even. I don't ever think. I'm just from a different school, so I don't think that there's any. If you're involved, so here, let me keep this clear. If you're involved in criminal activity, you waive your right to be a snitch. Like, that's just what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Because, in fact, when you say the word snitching, it's because you are telling on something that you had something to do with, right? And so that's what my thoughts are on snitching. If you are a law-abiding citizen and somebody does something to you, you better call the police, right? Because you're not part of that life. You have not. You pay your taxes, and the police work for you, right? Call the police, or if you're in a gun carrying state, the right way. You know what I'm saying? Protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. I don't believe though that if you are involved in criminal activity, the game is the game. I don't care what people do to you. Like if it's like you a gang member and then you get shot, and because you get shot by a rival gang member, you snitch. No, like you a gang member. Like you decided to go in the streets, and I'm saying all that to say, and I'm not trying to give a street lesson, but I'm saying all that to say is that monetarily though, right? Um, when you look at it from a monetary perspective, like this dude has been able to profit off of ruining lives of people that he decided to get into business with them. You know what I'm saying? And so now not only does the world have no code and the world has no ethics, because y'all still allow, like, I didn't watch the video. I'm not watching the video because every time you watch the video, even if it's curiosity, you are now adding to his bottom line. 93 million views in a day, right? Every time you vote for Trump and you agree with what he's doing, like, you adding to that. So I just think they're the same people, and it's unfortunate where we are, which is why I believe we're in the state that we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? When you think about this pandemic, whether it's practical, like practically the fact that we're in this space, or it being a situation where, because of whether it's practically, or if we look from like a universal perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, the universe has done this to us. You know what I mean? God is mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really think I really think that's where we are. I think we're at a space where, because there's just so much wrong. We had to be, been we had to be sitting down, right? We had to be sat down in order to get to this space. So, all right, that's all. I'm off of that. All right, let me go to a funny story that I think, and this is just a funny conspiracy theory. That, let me see, and that's really what it was. Everyone was just watching to see the train wreck because he is a mess. I didn't watch it though. Some things are principle. Yeah. But yeah, I want to move on, right? And so this is a funny, almost like a conspiracy theory. But I see that Amazon is looking to buy AMC theaters, right? And so that was in the news, which I found very interesting because when you think about AMC, like, it's a place. I mean, obviously, they're going through some issues, right? Where people can't go out, people are not going to the movies, and so now it's this question, like, oh my God, why would a place like Amazon buy AMC theater? And it was so funny because I talked about this earlier about the world just being in a old place, and that a lot of what's happening now is going to force the world to expand itself, right? And so it's funny because at the end of the day, when you think about the conspiracy of, Jeff Bezos might have something to do with this outbreak with the coronavirus, because literally, and this is not factual. This is all alleged. This is all like uh, you know a fake conspiracy theory. But when you think about who's benefiting, right? So my guy Kish Ravlin said that potential buy opportunity shot Amazon over $2,400 a share, right? Like, it's crazy, right? So Miss Coco Vanille says only big business is surviving, right? Think about that though. Think about who is benefiting. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you think about who's benefiting in this, like let's say this was a movie, and we found out later that Jeff Bezos was the reason why the coronavirus happened. Like he sat in a lab one time and Honcho J says tech is thriving, right? He sat in the lab and he figured this out. He was like, yo, let's do a world pandemic so that, we could usher, right? We could usher the new way that the country's gonna be, right? Think about it. Amazon, number one retailer. Everybody's buying things from Amazon right now, right? So everybody wants to buy stuff. You go to Amazon. Oh, you want to buy food? You go to Whole Foods, right? But what did Whole Foods do? What did Amazon do with their stores? Oh, we got cashless registers, right? So social distancing don't even matter. You could go in there and you could go one at a time, do your shopping, and you never gotta touch nobody. All right, boom. Now Amazon has its own freights, so it can fly its own stuff. Amazon has its own studio, so Amazon Prime, and so you can watch TV at home, and now it's buying AMC theaters because now with Amazon Studios, it could now debut in a social distancing way. It could now debut all of its movies where in AMC theaters. Yo, Amazon, Walmart, Big Pharma, like it really feels like they're the winners, right? Small businesses are dying. They cannot survive. They need to be dumped. Like it's crazy. Amazon could literally collapse the traditional movie experience and grow their streaming service. Absolutely, right? Kish Ravlin, you can shop with Amazon and don't even have to pull a card or like it's crazy the way this new world is going, right? You think about Zoom, right? And then Zoom says, "Yo, data breach, Facebook. Let me come in and jump in on there." So I just found it interesting. I found it interesting that Amazon is looking to buy AMC theaters. I found it interesting that this coronavirus is, the pandemic, the lockdown. People are thriving. Don't get it misconfused that the way this is panning out, big business is doing well. So I would definitely say just keep an eye out on that. All right, and so I'm about to open it up for questions in a second. I just want to give anybody out there. I saw this article on nextavenue.com. And the article talks about 5 ways to find work during the pandemic. And so, for anybody out there who may have experienced job loss, I do want to leave you with a positive note. First and foremost, before I tell you how to find a job during the pandemic, I'm going to tell you that you should be starting a business. Um, it would be irresponsible for me to not to tell you that. I think you should start a business. I think you should study and figure out what are digital products, right? Because everybody's home, because people are getting used to seeing things online. That you should figure out some digital products that you can use or you can sell in order to make money. So I would definitely start with that first and foremost. But if you have lost a job and you are in the job market, then here are 5 ways to find a job during the pandemic. Number one, I want you to research employers and industries in active hiring mode, right? And so while there are a lot of companies who are suffering during this pandemic, there are other companies that are not suffering, right? And so, you got to think about nonprofits and government agencies, right? These are the companies that are getting rid of employees because of their structure and they're losing and things of that nature. But there was a survey done by SHRM. So SHRM is the Society of Human Resource Management, and they said that they found that 31% of healthcare organizations are actively hiring, right? So 31% of healthcare organizations are currently hiring, and then 16% are expected to hire more soon, right? And so there are, companies within the healthcare business that are looking for employees. Then you have other sectors, so tech, right? So I just saw a comment saying that tech is booming. right? So tech is definitely booming. Finance, financial services, that's booming. And I told y'all this the yesterday that I'm taking a hard pivot. So stay tuned. I know a lot of people are losing jobs, and so I'm building a financial services firm where I'm gonna give people opportunities to become a financial services rep, right? And so stay tuned for that. I'll let y'all know when that's ready. But I'm gonna be hiring nationwide for for financial services reps because I know that with all this job loss, there are gonna be a lot of people who need jobs. Number one. But then number two, there are going to be a lot of people who need to protect their finances in the best way possible. And so, I'm definitely working on that and like diligently. So stay tuned. And then I'll give y'all the opportunity for anybody who may want to jump into financial services. The one thing that I'm very good at is I am a good sales coach. So I can teach you how to get to the bag, and the rest is on you. So stay tuned. But finance, right? Finance is a place that's growing, especially right when you think about black and brown people, right? And not saying that I'm only hiring black and brown people, but when you think about black and brown people, um, man, 98% is 98% of financial services is non people of color, right? And so only 2 to 3% are people of color. And so my goal is to help change that. My man Sean is marketing says I'll rock with you if it comes with training. Absolutely, no, I promise you. I think the biggest shift that I'm gonna have is I need to, what I mean, what's better than one billionaire, 1,000 millionaires, and I think that my number one shift is that in order we're in trouble, and so this financial information, protecting ourselves from a finance perspective, I need foot on the ground. Like if my mission is to help close the wealth gap in the black and brown community, there's no way I can do that by myself. And so it's time to get to that space of hiring and getting other foots on the ground nationally to make that happen. So stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. I'll definitely keep you posted once everything is up and running. But yeah, but here's some jobs or sectors that are currently hiring. So tech, finance, online tutoring, right? That's what I'm telling y'all. Think about what are your skills, online tutoring, and pandemic essential businesses. I have friends who are killing it, who have started who never who are just good at business, who started businesses in pandemic essential products and services, and they're killing it right now. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think those are positions that are very vital right now that you wanna take a look at. Protective equipment. So these sectors are definitely hiring. So that's number one, right? So step number one, if you're trying to find a job during this time, is to research employees and industries in active hiring mode. You got you can look on the job boards. You got LinkedIn that shows hiring. You got jobscan.co. You got the Wall Street Journal. You got flexjobs.com. You got jobhunt.com. Places. Number two, what you want to do is ramp up your informational interviews. So informational interviews means that you are reaching out to people within the industry that you want to be in, a job, a company, and you're just asking for informational interview. You're learning more about the company. You're letting them learn more about you. So it's not a formal job offer, but it's more so informational interview. And though like it's good too because it doesn't have to be the boss. It could be, let's say, if you want to work for a certain company, you could find, and LinkedIn is good for this. You could find, people who work for that company and then have informational interviews with them to kind of learn about the culture, learn about, excuse me, what people in that industry are looking for. And so that's number two. And then number three, you want to add remote friendly keywords to your resume, cover letter, and LinkedIn profile. So what that means is when you are looking at your resume, make sure that your resume shows that you are good with GoToWebinar, or you know Zoom. You gotta talk to them about your document sharing. Like, oh, yo, I'm proficient in Google Docs. Like, all that stuff didn't matter before, right? But now it matters that you change it, because before it was like Microsoft Word and all these things that you would use at the actual job. But now you want to make sure that your resume is showing that you are proficient at the things that they're gonna need. Then I want to say, monitor your social media for prospective job opportunities. You have to realize that not all jobs you're gonna find on job boards, right? A lot of it is networking. A lot of it is seeing what people are talking about, like just now, right? Like you guys on Instagram, on Facebook, and all this stuff. And I'm talking about being in a position to hire financial services reps, right? And being in that position, you heard it. I didn't post it on Indeed, right? You heard it. Tuning into social media, and so there are so many different social media networking and job opportunities that you can get by just being active. And so just keep that in mind. And then lastly, number five, create job hunting systems for success, right? And so what that means is that you want to be able to set goals for yourself, right? Make sure that you're just not spending the majority of your time on job boards, right? Make sure you set goals. So if you're looking for a job, make sure, all right, what's your weekly goal? How much time you're gonna spend on the job boards? How much time you're gonna spend on social media? How many people you're gonna reach out to? Like, make sure there's a goal involved with that. Don't just wake up, willy nilly and like, okay, I'm unemployed. I'm gonna watch Netflix. Like, no, really have a structured plan on how you are going to attack this job search. So that's it. That's the 5 ways that I wanted to leave you with on if you're looking for a job to be able to find work during this pandemic. Number one, I want you to research employers and industries that are hiring. Number two, ramp up your informational interviews. Number three, I want you to wait, hold on, wait. Scrolling too fast. Number three, I want you to add remote friendly keywords to your resume and cover letter. Number four, monitor your social media for per- prospective job opportunities. And then lastly, create job hunting system for success. Make sure that you're spending your time wisely. All right, that is what I got for you today. Now we are transitioning. I got 20 minutes, right? So I started a little late today, and so we went on from 8:30. We're going off at 9:30, and um, so Sabath customer clothier says, what about the self-employed? I talk, I'll start with that question, right? So we are in the segment where called Ask Ash Cash, where you ask me your questions, I will answer them. Either answer them in the or ask the question. If you're on Instagram, please ask the question in the question box. If you're on Facebook, ask the question in the comments. But the question is, what if you're self-employed? How do you find work, or how do you bring income in? It really depends on what you do as a self-employed person. If you are self-employed and you work in an industry that has been hit, and there is no opportunity to pivot, then I would say that it's time for you to look at other ways, right? To make money, right? Um, so here's the deal. Um, I, as somebody who was self-employed, who got hit because a lot of my income came from speaking, had to do a pivot, right? And so when I think from a perspective of pivoting, I had to pivot into online stuff, right? And so doing this daily show, selling planners and e-guides and online courses and things of that nature. Um, starting a financial services business, like things that are necessary. So what I did was I took my skill that I already had and I said, where else can I use this skill in places that are thriving, And so to your question, you make custom clothing. And so, from a custom clothing perspective, do I believe that custom clothing is going to bounce back at some point? Absolutely, right? But think about when people need custom clothing. People need custom clothing when they're going out, right? When they're congregating. And so that's something that you're like, man, nobody's going out right now. Nobody's congregating. So nobody is going to be able to show off their custom clothing. But are people taking pictures, right? Are there still industries that you could really pivot and start to target? Because are people gonna need to still record? Like are people taking pictures? Are people still building a brand online? How do are you going to all these people who are building brands online might need some custom stuff. So what I'm saying is that just because you might not be able to be in a store right now, just because people are not going out, there's still a necessity for custom clothing, and so that's number one. That's number one is shift your target market. I would be partnering with photographers. I would find a photographer, like just look for mad photographers who are active right now. That's one way, right? Somebody just said make custom mask, right? That's dope. Because I've seen a lot of custom masks out there, and so that's a pivot that you could do, really quickly. Think about photographers who are still active and still doing social distancing, but they have clients that are out there. So you can pivot that way. There are so there's ways, right? You just gotta think, right? Customized scrubs. Thank you. See, IG coming up, right? Sean is marketing says customized scrubs, right? Think about all the essential workers who need these things, and so it's really about just pivoting. It's thinking about what is the environment right now, and what are some ways that you could use what you're doing right now to help. I love this community. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much because y'all can tell I was thinking off the top of my head, but then my tribe. I gotta call y'all something. I don't know what the tribe is called. Mind right. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Kish Robbins says there was a photography company ran by the entrepreneur that shifted the entire business model because of social distancing. They were forced to change how they do their business. They started taking screenshots of their clients via FaceTime. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I think we gotta call y'all something. The mindset architects. That's what I'm gonna call y'all. I'm gonna call y'all mindset architects. Does that sound dope? Or somebody help me come up with a name. You know how like people be having like tribe names, like because this is mind right money, the mind right money movement. You know what I'm saying? So all my people are are in the mind right space. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's go to this next question. And so if you're on Facebook, please put your question down below. If you are on Instagram, please put your question in the question box because it's gonna be hard for me to scroll up. Um, Brooklyn Mind Movers, I like that. So the Mind Movers, y'all like. Wait, hold on. Before I get to that question, y'all like mindset. Y'all like mindset architects. Hold on, let me see what y'all said. Right. Uh, let me see. We got Sinclair, my guy Sinclair in the building. Jay Sinclair in the building. Salute King. Thank you for taking my question. Uh, what's up? What's up, Mo? Mo wine for you. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm a savage. No, I just wanted to do that. Sorry. Um, Ash Angels, the Ash Angels. I like that. How do you think real estate is going to go up? Oh, Eddie. I'll answer that in a second. The Ash Clan, um, hit with Paris. My cousin says money makers. I like money makers. Um, Let me see. The Ash Cash Clan. I don't know. Let's see. Mind movers. See. I like it, but the thing is that I wanted. Um, I want it to be bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you build a movement, you know what I'm saying? Like it has to be bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like when you think Jay-Z and Rock Nation, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like I want it to be bigger. Like when you think, like when you think Rock Nation, obviously is connected to Jay, but I don't necessarily want it to be something like Ash Clan. Nah, I want something with mindset. That's why I said mindset architect or mind move. I like mind movers. I like mind movers. Uh mind right, mind right money nation. Nah, but that's too close. You know what I'm saying? Facebook on the check-in. Myra Ortiz. Myra, what's up, Myra? Michelle Major on the check-in. PK Dixon, thank you. Eve Austin, thank you. Kevin Billy, thank you. Tila, what up, Holcomb? Tila Holcomb. I gotta get my sister on here one day. She the master with this stock stuff. So we're gonna have to get her on here to talk that talk. Tiffany Williams. What's up, Tiff? Thanks for joining. All right, let's go back to the question. Brooklyn Nerd. Brooklyn Nerd. Wait, hold on. Let me just see. Nah. Houston in the building. The Cash Clan. I like Cash Clan. I like that. Mind Right Moguls. See, I like that. I like my mind. Yo, I like. Hey, Miss Savage. I see what you doing out here. Miss Savage, I see what you doing out here. This might be it. I like that. I like the Mind Right Moguls. I like that. You might have won. You might have won a free consultation. You might have won a free consultation. Dana McDuffie, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining. I like that. Uh, Oh, Brooklyn Red. My fault. I'm sorry. I said Brooklyn Nerd. My fault. I'm sorry. Because Brooklyn, it's just like the NRED look like nerd. My fault, Brooklyn Red. Brooklyn was like, yo, hold on, B. Stop calling me a Brooklyn nerd. It's Brooklyn Red. My fault, Brooklyn. No disrespect. So Brooklyn Red. Brooklyn Red got a question that says, what if you don't want to be a business owner or don't feel you could do it alone? That's a great question. Um, Felicia says, Mind Right Community Cash Lift Up. Mind Right Moguls is dope. Yeah, now we might have to run with that. The Mind Right Moguls. Welcome to the Mind Right Moguls. I like that. All right, so Brooklyn Red says, what if you don't want to be a business owner or don't feel you could do it alone? Brooklyn Red. I'm happy you asked that, right? Because I think that there's this thing that people feel like they have to be entrepreneurs or they have to lead their own business. You don't have to be an entrepreneur, right? Like if everybody's entrepreneurs, then who's gonna help build businesses? To your point, right? I love the. I should get this. I don't have no tattoos, but I should get this tattooed. I love this saying, right? Where it's like, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Meaning that if you want to go far, you have to build something with people. And so, Brooklyn Red, you got some skills, right? You got some skills. You got things that people want that you could contribute to somebody else. So, whether it's you getting a job, right? Finding the skill that you offer and, finding a job, like a traditional job, doing that, or come together, right? Figure out what are the skills that you have, right? What are the skills? My man, Rock, what up, Rock? Checking in on Facebook. Find out the skills that you have and how can you take those skills and add it to what somebody else is doing. So I'll give you a prime example. I'm gonna give you a prime example of what I've been doing. For me, I have needs, right? I have needs for my business that in order for my business to grow, I have to hire people. And so I was telling you the other day, like if you're watching this on Facebook, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go to ashcashtv.com to subscribe on YouTube. But if you're watching this and you see, I got ticker symbols, right? And I have the numbers are updated every day. I don't do that. I hire somebody to do that, right? Like my website, people are, we like this is on a podcast, right? Like if you go to the ashcastshow.com and you subscribe to my podcast, the audio version is on the podcast. I hired somebody to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is if it, there is a lot of opportunity to collaborate, right? Collaboration over competition. There is an opportunity to collaborate with other business owners, with other people that need services. And so go you don't have to go at it alone. You could join a team. You could have people who are looking for people, looking for those who have your skills. But it is important, right, that you highlight what your skills are, though, Brooklyn Red, because if you don't want to start a business and you don't want to go at it alone, you have to be able to tell people what you're good at, right? You have to be able to talk your ish, right? Not only should you have a resume for a job, you also should have a resume for any services that you want to provide to people. And so, for instance, I am somebody who I always like. If you if you go I have a website for a reason. Like if you Google me and you look at my LinkedIn, you'll see what my skills are. If you go to iamashcash.com, you'll see what my skills are. And so while I'm not on the market for a job, right? I'm not on the market for a job, but there's other people that may still hire me. I still get hired though, right? I'm not on the market for a job, but I still get hired to do things. Like I have, organizations that reach out to me to do trainings for them and do brand ambassador work. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, in order for them to know that I do that, though, they have to know that I'm available to do it, and they have to be able to see, what I'm able to do. So. Um, let's see. Brooklyn Red said I had a website. I let it go. I still have my business IG page. Now, I think that um, websites are dying, right? Websites are dying, but I do think that they serve a purpose for different things. So if you don't have a personal website, you should have a LinkedIn at least, at minimum. Right? If you don't have your own website, like for me, it makes sense to have my own website because I want to control the narrative. I sell products and services and things of that nature, and so I want somebody who goes to iamashcash.com to get a full picture of who Ash Cash is. But websites are dying though, right? And so maybe I might not say reinvest in a website, but I will say to make sure you have a LinkedIn page. Um, all right, so I'm getting a countdown from Instagram. So Instagram is about to is about to shut me down in a minute and 39 seconds. I'll log off. I see there's a bunch of questions on here. So if you DM me right now, I will give you 20% off. Oh wait, hold on, real quick. I'm gonna put this on here. I got a minute and 25 seconds. My guy Amit says if you DM me right now, I'll give you 20% off professionally redoing your resume and LinkedIn. Yo, that's the friend to the family. Yo, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Like 20% off. They do great work as it relates to your resume and your LinkedIn. 20% off. DM my guy tag Amit. So tag Amit TAG_AMIT. That is for my people on IG. If you're on Facebook, make sure you do that. All right, 52 seconds before they kick me off. My guy Rock on Facebook says definitely need an online presence, especially for business. That is a fact. That is a big fact. You got to have an online presence. All right, so for my IG people, I'm about to log off, and then I'm gonna come back on, and so please come back on and ask your questions in a second. For my Facebook people, if you have any questions, make sure you go to Facebook and ask your question. If you please, right? Not if, but please go to ashcashtv.com to go to ashcashtv.com to subscribe to my YouTube page. But we are back. But I'm not going to stay on too long because we got 5 more minutes. So I got 5 more minutes to answer any questions that you may have. 5 more minutes to answer any questions you may have. So if you have any questions, please put them below on the comment section. But then also, I need you to put them in the question bar. Welcome back, Mind Right Moguls. My Mind Right Moguls, welcome back. I'm testing that out. Zindy, welcome. My Mind Right Moguls, welcome back to Ash Cash Show every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We're going a little over today, but I got 4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back, my Mind Right Moguls. Welcome back, Mind Right Moguls. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back, welcome back. Yo, I like that. I like that. It sounds good, right? Yo, dreaming for now. Yo, that's the winner. I like that. I like that. I like that. The Mind Right Moguls. Yo, I like that. MRM, B, my Mind Right Moguls. Welcome. Collaboration over competition. I'm going to use that. Now, it's a fact. Sean is marketing. Mind Right Moguls. We got my Mind Right Moguls in the building. We gonna change the world one mind at a time. You know what I'm saying? My guy Rock, you know what I mean? My guy Rock in the building says I like that. Mind Right Moguls. I think that's the winner. I don't know if Savage is in here. Mo Wan for you, but I owe you a consultation. I'm gonna give you an hour consult. No, half an hour, not an hour. Let me give you a half an hour. I give you a half an hour for that. Mind Right Moguls. We lit. We gonna do that. Welcome to my Mind Right Moguls in the building. We're gonna build some moguls, one mind at a time. Zindy says hi. What penny stocks are good? Um, that's a good question. So I haven't really been doing research on penny stocks, and so I'm gonna get some experts on that deal with stock. I get a lot of stock questions, and I just don't like to have conversations about things that I don't that I don't research myself. And so I'll be honest. I'm not sure what penny stocks are good, but I will get research. There's two things. Somebody asked me about penny stocks. Somebody asked me about option trading, and so I'm gonna look to get some experts to talk about that. So I appreciate that question, and we'll jump there. So Mind Right Moguls, my Mind Right Moguls in the building. Um, I am hungry 24/7 says I am going into food concession business, BBQ trailer. Had a plan to start up on Memorial Day, right? And so Grand Rising, Ashcaster, Harlem Prophets. Steven, what's up, brother? Um, Kevin Suba, my man Suba in the building. That's my guy Suba in the building. Eddie Bizlong, what's up? Troy, what up? What up, Troy? And so yeah, I think food concession business is a great business right now. You know what I'm saying? Especially because people need variety. People are wanting to have different types of food. They're in the house. I think that's a dope business. Gas is cheap, so even if somehow if you was riding around doing deliveries, you know what I'm saying, or parking in front of complexes, like let's say you go to like different subdivisions. I don't know what city you're in. Um, New Orleans, what up? New Orleans, tuned in. I don't know what city you're in, but like, let's say you go to a city that has complexes or subdivisions. Go to those subdivisions. Make it or NYC. Okay, NYC might be a little, a little iffy because you don't want meaning, I would say subdivisions. You know what I'm saying? I still think it's a great idea. I still think as people are out and about, you could give people access to those food, and then again, like gas is low, and so riding around in your gas, you know what I'm saying, might not be bad. How long will it take to take off again? Uh, Eddie, re-ask the question. I'm not sure what you mean by what's gonna take off. Um, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so Swank Father says I started a marketing company but not sure how to make money marketing music right now. I mean, uh I think you market music any other way. You know, I think the fact that there are like I said, everybody's home. Even before the pandemic, marketing music online was the way. Like that was the way people were getting music. You think about streaming services and all that stuff. I think that you have direct access to everybody, right? You have direct access to everybody. It's not like um, there's not people you can't reach. And so I think that just come up with a plan, right? So as a marketing company, think about a plan of where are the people who need your services, and then how can you use their music, and how can you use what you know from a marketing perspective to bridge the gap, to get eyeballs on their music, right? And so I would just say, um, it's more so of a it's more so a thought process around how do you um, come up with a marketing plan as a marketing company, come up with a marketing plan to market music. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what people are consuming online. Jennifer Hardy Spencer, what's up, Miss Jennifer? Good to see you. Rock said that's a great idea. Food trucks are where it's at. Definitely depends on the city. It's a full movement in LA. You know what I'm saying? Fast shout to you. Um, let's see what else we got here. Thank you for everything. Much appreciated. All that you add to the morning. Eddie, my pleasure. Eddie, thank you so much. What are the top three businesses, best ways to invest money? Um, the best three ways to invest money during this pandemic. Number one, starting a business right now is number one. Number two, putting your money into some income producing asset. So something that's producing income, put that in an income producing asset. And then number three, um, dollar cost averaging. Putting your money in the market, but just not all at once. I wouldn't put all your money in the market. I would do dollar cost averaging, where you're putting your money in the market, over a period of time, so that as the stock goes up and the stocks go down, you'll balance, you'll balance everything out. Um, right, Shanae. So this is a question. Or an answer to the earlier question. You could do concerts online. That's a good one. Um, Brooklyn Red says, "Thank you for doing these lives." No, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Sean, this is perfect time for artists to refocus on their branding and marketing strategies. This is your time. That's a fact. Do I have to break my question since we restarted the live? Yeah, if you could. Let me see. Let me see if you could reach. Let me see where your question is. Uh, yeah. So I am hungry. Oh, before this all happened, let me see what it was. Let me see. Um, yeah. Please re-ask, Shanae, re-ask your question. Yeah, because I restarted it, so I can't see the question that you had before. Before this all happened, wondering if I should go forward during the pandemic or wait. Oh, no, no, no. To your point, and I didn't see the second half of the question. I am hungry 24/7. Yeah, I think you should start. I think it's a great time to start. Um, let's see. I am David Unstoppable. Says, what would your advice be for video ed? No, no disrespect. I am David Unstoppable, but everybody's home. Everybody's doing video, right? And so for video editors, what I would do is make sure you are watching people online who are putting out video content. Make sure you're watching your influencers, people that you like, people that you see. See if they have an online presence. See if they have a YouTube page. I'll be honest, right? So fast shout to my guy Sean, right? Sean Goody, who is my guy who does my video editing, who's doing my ticker symbols, who's helping me rebuild um, my YouTube, he came to me actually, right? Meaning that he saw me going live and I was talking about all these things I wanted to do and things of that nature. And he came to me and he was like, yo, I do this. And he pitched his services. And so if you're a video editor, what I would say is make sure you're pitching your services. Make sure that you're taking an assessment of what you provide. Find people, like, and that's the thing. The thing about business is that people are not always going to come to you, right? You're going to have to go to people sometimes. Like sometimes, I don't wait for somebody, a client to come to me. I might see something that they need that I could provide. And I'm just like, yo, have you ever thought about this or have you thought about that? And then I get paid from that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's important that you just don't sit back and wait for people to come to you. You should be really, going to people as well as a video editor, knowing that if you see somebody who has quality information but not a quality look, you could, there's an opportunity for you to say, yo, I can make it, for the right price, I can make your stuff tighter. You know what I'm saying? So, um, cool, cool, cool. Um, uh, Swank Father says we need you and your expertise. I got an EIN number for you, boss. My man Nova, Nova, what up, Nova? It's a good word. Don't wait, get active. That's a fact. You got to get active. All right, let's see. I'm a rock off for a little more longer. Um, um, okay, so Shanae says Google. Yo, no, Nova, what's good? What's good, bro? Everything is good. Um, we got Trav from the DMV in the building. Much love to you, family. Um, Shanae says Google has a self-paced coding program. Are you viewers familiar with it? Is it worth the time? So I'm not familiar with this. So Shanae is saying that there's a self-coding program from Google. I don't know if anybody else is familiar with it. I'm not familiar with it, but it's self-paced. I do think that it's worth looking into because again, when you think about where the country is going, where the world is going, digital is going to be your friend. And so any opportunity for you to learn coding, to learn a new skill, I think that's a great opportunity. So I would definitely say it's worth looking into. If anybody knows about it, please put a link down in the comment so we can share it with the Mind Right Moguls. That's what you guys are. Anybody who tunes in to the Mind Right Money Ash Cash Show podcast, you are now considered a Mind Right Mogul. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get shirts put up. We're gonna hashtag that Mind Right Mogul because we building success one mind at a time. You know what I'm saying? We are the Mind Right Moguls. How do I protect an ebook to prevent anyone from copying? Do I have to register? Alex Baez is asking, how do I protect an ebook to prevent anyone from copying? You could copyright it. I don't know if it's worth it. Um, that's a good question, right? So because ebooks are like things that are done quickly, um, awesome. The Mind Right team in the building. You know what I'm saying? The Mind Right moguls in the building. Um, you could copyright it. You could send it to the copyright office. I think the last time I checked, to copyright a whole body of work was $110. So you could copyright it. The problem, not the problem, but um, copywriting or trademarking doesn't stop somebody from copying it or stealing it. It only stops it. It only happens if you find out that they did it. Black Wealth Creation, welcome. It only happens if you found out that they did it. Um, and so I don't focus on that. Like I've seen stuff of mine out there that I'm like, that's almost really close to my stuff, to the point where I'm like, yo, did you read my book and redo it? But I don't trip over it because a lot of the information that I'm giving away, I didn't make up the information. I just added my spin to it. So it's like if somebody has the same thought process as me and they write a book with that same thought process, like how do I know it's my stuff, right? And so, if they're using my stuff verbatim, like word for word, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna come after you. But if it's just like somebody is interpreting what I'm saying, or if they have the same mindset, it's, what I mean. So it's hard to like really go after somebody for stuff. So that's why, for me, even when I look at like my ebooks that I provide, um, is there an opportunity for somebody to buy my stuff and then repurpose it and put it out? Probably. But I don't really fret over that because at the end of the day, my tribe is my tribe, my people are my people. The way, my voice is my voice. And so I would really more focus on building up your brand. CJ, what up, King? I would focus on building up your brand, building up you, building up your value in the workplace or in the business space, so that nobody is inclined to copy you. Like I said, people could copy me, but I don't know if you'll be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't really worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the same way I figured out stuff, other people could figure out stuff. So you know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know what I mean? That's what I would say. All right, I'm about to All right, so here's the last question I'm gonna take. Then I'm gonna sign off because I need some energy. So Nicole says, how far apart did you write your books, and do you plan on writing more? Yeah, so I in the beginning I used to write one book a year, right? And so I made sure that since the first year I wrote a book, 2009, then in 2011 I think was my second book, and then each year after that I wrote a book every year. So 12, 13, 14, 15, you know what I mean? Like every year. Um, but now I don't think there's a frequency. So my last book that I put out was Hustlenomics, and I put that out last year. I put that out last year in 2019, and so I'm overdue for a book. But I have a new book coming out called The Great Financial Reset, and so that's coming out soon. So you can go to thegreatfinancialreset.com to buy to pre-order it. That's coming out soon, and I'll probably do three books this year. Because I have a few ideas, a few things. I was actually working on a book called The Transition, prior, and that was going to help people who have 9 to 5s properly transition into becoming an entrepreneur. But because of this pandemic, I didn't write the book. But I will write it later on during the year. But if you go to the Great Financial Reset, let me see if I can put that. The Great financialreset.com. You can pre-order the book. That's coming out soon. I'm gonna pin that so y'all can have that. But that's a great question. All right, y'all. Let's see. Love what you do. We needed these times. I appreciate you, Ricardo. Oh, that's my guy, man. My guy Dolphin. What up, B? What's good, Richard Dolphin? That's my guy, man. Salute, King. I appreciate you. Um, how should I advertise an ebook? Um, check my stories, or check my like, if you scroll down on IG, I did a whole IG series, and I posted it on how to promote ebooks. Cause I don't want to go over the same thing. And so just check that out. My guy Dolphin, what up? What up? What up? Sakbase, that's my guy, man. That's my Haitian brethren right there. Um, Everything is good, man. Tu bagay a form. Harlemite, what up, Harlemite? What's the good word, man? Harlem in the building, man. My Harlem, you know what I mean? On my Harlem, on my, was it what Kev said? My Harlem people, my Oyes and Broways. Yeah, yo, Alex. Yeah, Alex. Check You're gonna see there's a video I did. If you check my IGTV, there's a video I did that tells you how you could write an ebook in 2.5 hours. But then also I give some tips on how to promote it. So definitely check that out. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you tune in every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. The Ash Cash Show. Make sure you subscribe to me on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Subscribe. Visit my website, mindrightmoney.com. Purchase your items, shop.mindrightmoney.com. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. My Mind Right Moguls. I love y'all. Peace.